But anyway.
Okay, so but we can do a quick roundup there. So maybe I just say a couple of things again. The way we want to set up the bike tour to COP is in every city we are expecting to get more energy coming to the bikes. So the bikes are just like an antenna. Yeah. It's receiving something and it's emitting something. Mm-hmm. So we enter the city and it's an antenna of creativity. And so we are sort of incending or putting fire on people that come in contact with these ideas. That's the basic idea. So people who want to get on fire, they're coming and they bring something that can burn with them.
Okay, ideas, creativity, designs, whatever.
It could be a film, for example, about something that they do. It could be a photograph, a concept, or something that you can actually show. That makes difference, and that we can put into our creativity machine and then grind it down and make something new from it. So what we will do when we come into town is we will show films that have been made in other towns already. We will run workshops. We will have a set of films that empowers people to learn storytelling in a 5-minute course on their smartphone. So they download the app and a set of films, and then they do a little practice, and then they know how to hold their phone and how to record something, and that's it. So that's already that's in production right now. So you only see the QR code on the bike, and then you download this and you do it, and this empowers many people really to contribute without us talking too much.
But that what you're telling now is important for the people to know what is coming. So there's an app coming so that they can learn about video production. There is the QR code coming that they can download certain things. There is already something we talked before about education towards children.
Education handbook, yeah.
Mm-hmm. The education handbook, which needs to be translated into Dutch and these kind of things. Those are efforts that we have to plan, coordinate. Whether we do that before COP or after COP doesn't matter. It is like It is like
it's doable. Yeah.
We have it. It has been created. It is active already in Luxembourg. It is it's one of the 400 million examples, and one. So we need to share, and we need to create a platform where we can not only show these kind of things, but also create a network where we share these things in an effective way. So that we don't hold things back, but we actually make them available to people every time in a kind of a format, which is like, this is what we have, this is what is needed, these are the kind of things you have to take into account, and that can be put on one A4. We can share these kind of things with people. But we need to organize it.
So can you make me co-host, please, so that I can share my screen for a second?
Of course I can. Yes, sir.
Yes, please. Okay. So okay. So I will just show you a couple of things that we have.
Okay, while you're looking that up, I just want to repeat what I said before, simply because we are recording also, that we are linking up to the energy of particular places. Like Eindhoven, for instance, we try to link up with a TDK, which is technology, design and knowledge, which is also the way that government is engaging with certain things. We're also engaging with health, because that's part of the regional development and common goal that we have as a partnership here in the region with areas and with the type of development, so that they are liberating funds or organizing funds to support these kind of things, which have been agreed already in the hierarchy of politics. That is Eindhoven. In Köln, maybe we have to engage with certain other things, elements, which are also part of creativity. And in Flanders, we have found regenerative building. We have found also the air quality issue. We have found the health issue, positive health issue, which are beautiful engagement things where people are willing to invest something. But they all combine on a kind of a European scale of co-creation of a healthy society.
Well, actually, that's a really, really good point you're making there, Jean-Paul. And I think I can see now what we can really contribute, because we have created a number of concepts that are already ready to be adapted or ready to translated. Exactly. So I briefly show you what we have here as a handbook. It already is integrated online, and it already is integrated into our app. And we already have a German version and an English version, and there's a Portuguese version and an Indonesian version. So it's growing, and we will create a French version soon.
What did you say? An Indonesian version?
Indonesian version, yeah.
Really beautiful.
Yeah, somebody translated it for very little money, and then people started to use it.
If I see it has 36 pages, that it shouldn't be too much of an effort.
No, it's not too much, but there's more in the background, actually,
of course,
because there are more than 100 pages that are called up by QR codes. Plus, there are already amendments. So what you see here is the status of this in the year 2019. So and so these are both the ministers that are behind our concept. And this is Carol Dieschbock is actually the woman that was speaking for Europe in Paris.
Okay.
So she was heading the Paris, the European delegation, and she was part of the success. So that she's a very powerful young politician.
And you are, and she's dealing with you also in
yes.
the COP26 type of process.
Yeah, she will be at COP all the time, and we will be in constant contact. And so we are, I don't know about the education minister; he will probably not come. But anyway, so this is the content. I just briefly show you what already is here. So it's basically something that is allowing people to learn, and this is giving the background using the smartphone for films. Then we have this process-oriented concept of learning and teaching and storytelling, which finally integrates with reformative ideas of education, where you do self-organized learning.
This works perfect also with School of Talents. It's like what I'm doing with the Turkish students and all those international students. It's like you have written a manual for me too.
Yeah, actually, so that's giving the cooperation in teams and how to work effectively together. Then you have the benefits of technology. Then this is the learning pyramid, where you have the stages of learning. That is just the stage of learning in every school, but eventually the outcome of all of this is when you bring all this together, you create a big global dialogue on goals and effects. So then we did something that is implemented into a certain topic in schools, but we already have more topics that are going to be implemented in October, November, in the background.
And what is VISO?
Well, this is society and economy.
Okay.
And it's replacing religion teaching in Luxembourg. He has been replacing it, and now every school and every child has to take these lessons. And this is perfect because they are not relevant for for getting your exams, but it's very, it's very open-minded. The teachers are very open-minded, and it's perfect. So we only have 45 or 50 teachers of that, so we can easily communicate with them in Luxembourg.
Nice.
So that's how it's integrating the SDGs into the curriculum in each year. That's just for this VISO, but then we talk about storytelling. We give background templates, how you actually write something up. You have your research sheets, something that is very helpful when you do any kind of work. So this is about establishing future skills.
And this is your baby.
Yes.
Because you look back the video, when you look at it and look at your face, you are just illuminated. Your eyes are lighting up when you're talking about this. It's really beautiful. But I can recognize it because this has been so much effort put in this. I know this because we've been busy with this for 10 years in School of Talents, and I know how much effort is behind all this and how useful it is for the young people.
Yeah, that's right. And all this illustration has been created by the same designer who is my son, my youngest son, and so we are sort of co-creating this. So we have something on filmmaking here, not too much. We have something of use of rights and copyrighted material or not copyrighted free footage. Then we have example films, a number of them to download. Then we have some concepts of how to teach certain lessons.
One of them looks like my daughter in this photograph. Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, yeah. Then we have, of course, the layers of a film and something now, some exercise to technical tips, checklist for teachers. What do I need to bring to the table? Then we have the topics, finding a topic when it's open topic. Sometimes it's not open topic. So that's basically what we have here. And that's possible to be translated. We will add some more pages now on certain ideas of teaching.
That's okay. Then we get to the point of, well, this is a ready-made something that can be shared with a schooling system and everything. You say already that you are in an evolution because you are making updates. You're adding pages, which means that you have a product which is version 1, and then you have a product which is version 1B, or even a new release which is 2.
Yeah.
Then we have to get into the dynamics of establishing how do we deal with this. We bring version 1, for instance, to the Netherlands. We start translating it, and then we have to get into the dynamics of sharing feedback. And there can be feedback from the Netherlands to you, which can be useful for the entire network. But it can be also be feedback from you to us that we establish version 2 and we start introducing it. But those are all steps that have to be taken care of. And that is this is just one product, and we are talking about 400M+1.
Yeah, but we are starting by building this as a basis of knowledge, or of how we spread knowledge, on how we spread this. We are building something that now all the others can build on. And I think that's now the point where we need to create maps and relationships. And
well, let's take
database.
Let's take things like this education platform as a very first step to see how it would work before we start making maps and all kind of things. We have now 5 countries. We have Luxembourg, Belgium, Germany, the Netherlands. Oh no, we have more than that. We have France and the UK.
Luxembourg. Yeah.
And the UK, so there's 6 countries already. And if we consider Scotland another country also, then we talk about even more. Wow. And then so we have so much adaptation already to do and to learn from taking this into our network. How do we co-create the sharing of the knowledge, not only the creation of the knowledge, but also the sharing of the knowledge, which is maybe more important still than, well, it's both very important, of course. But we establish a routine. And it's a routine which is not hierarchy based, but it's because this time it comes from you, Jörg, but areas comes from me maybe, and we can establish the same time a routine. And then somebody else brings in something from Flanders or from Germany, and it's their routine. But it is like based on equality of sharing, but a process of reciprocity, common goal, everything together, but also in a very formalized way of how do we deal with each other.
Yeah, I totally agree. So that's this, keeping this in mind is something that I feel. Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to show something on my phone, so I'm coming into this meeting. London. Okay. Okay, no audio. And now I start sharing this. Only the host can.
Oh, I have to. Oh, so wait. I have to make you co-host here too. Yes. Wait. There you go.
Okay. Now I share my screen. So this is the Youth for Planet app that in the current version, and it already has many of the resources in the background. So for example, the handbook that we just talked about is online, available now. You can download lots of things, research sheets and templates, and that's already there as a resource for teachers for easy teaching. So we can have things that come with it.
And how is this shared? Is this financed, for instance, by government for free sharing with the world, or I mean with the Luxembourg world, or is it something that the teachers have to pay for individually if they want to download it?
No, they are not paying for it. It's shared with the world so far. We are hoping to have this app. At the moment, the app is not in use yet for some reason, and one of the reasons is we are running late because of COVID, and the second reason is because so far we are paying for the data, and paying for data is costly, and data transfer. So this app is evolving. It already reduced the data usage a lot. So especially when you upload videos or you show videos, so by the time of our journey, it will be in a version that is already in parts based on blockchain, and then we work with shared data, and then it's much easier to contain that, and then we can publish it for free online. And so what I expect to happen is that governments buy a license so that they pay for the data that is coming up in their region. So we have to find a model. We didn't design it yet, but this should be an app that is ready for co-creation in basically all countries of this planet, potentially. So and it's made with this idea already. So I met together with Heiner, I met Paul at the SDG Action Conference in Bonn 2 years ago, and there we decided that bringing this together, what he knows in terms of technology and what I know about creating these learning models and making them into some reality, could be a wonderful example how actually people in countries that are not well in learning and not well in adaptation and overcoming old educational system thinking, especially in India. You have a lot of corruption. Teachers are collecting all the money and keep it and don't give it to their pupils to buy books, for example, That's only one example, or to clean the toilets, you know, so that then girls don't go to school because the toilets are not usable, and the teachers keep all the money. So that's, you know, an issue. So when this app is about empowering people to learn independently, to connect independently, as well as in a school or in an organized setting. So we have FAQs, we have more resources to it, toolkits, background, storytelling, you know, all sorts of things that we sort of integrate here. It's not the final design, but we already have, you know, lots of things that we can do here. And so here we have a chat where we can engage with other people, and this chat will be ready to be used in a bike situation. You know, when we enter a city, we publish the, you know, you download the app, you can start chatting about this, and then you follow the bike tour via the app. So there will be a map, and there will be something that is making it possible to reconnect to what's happening on the bike tour. Let's say publish videos every time you open this. So you will sort of, this is just a test video, but as I said, it's not, nothing is really published here yet. So but you see there's already the high data usage. Then it's now, whenever I start a project, I start a project with telling which SDGs are involved. I have a project title. I show my video reference here, add a project, and I can have unpublished projects that have videos uploaded. Let me find a test one that has maybe, oh no, there's no video uploaded. So I can actually record video here, so I can add to the guest book, and so I can record here a video, and then I can sort of do something with it later. So this is a pre-recorded video that I can then edit somehow and put into a story. So I can put it into an order, and I've used the wrong example here. So and it all can all be done in context, and it can be done globally. So when you work together, you can find other people on the other side of the planet to do a video together.
That's what I wanted to ask. If can we cluster then the communication, like the chat sending videos into maybe air quality type of discussions, or regenerative working, or positive health?
There's already a preset there for clustering. And I can show you now what we just did the other day. So Earth Festivals folder. So for example, what we did here, so that I because you're talking about health, I did a course with people from the health business, actually learning public health. And so actually we did a lot of videos here, and that 4 films were created by doctors from around the planet. Actually, they never met in person. They just did this together online, but still made very meaningful films about diabetes, for example, by recording part of the film in their region. So so this is a film about cancer and how people who have cancer need the support from their neighbors, from their family. And this is an example story of a young woman that has cancer, and she just had a child, but her husband is so pissed off that she has cancer, and he thinks she will be dying, that he leaves her alone, and she has to fight all of this for her on her own.
Oh
So
boy.
and yeah, and
I can't hear it.
yeah.
Okay. And these films, where are they? Are they on YouTube or something? Or?
Still on my back. They're not free out in the open, but I can share it with you via Vimeo link.
Yeah,
I
I see
haven't
it.
uploaded them yet. No?
Are you going to do that?
Yes, but the authors haven't really finalized completely.
Oh,
But you
okay.
see, so they use the software and they are playing the roles themselves, but they're all sitting in different places. So this guy is from Germany. He is from Zimbabwe. He South Africa. So they are making this a global story. This is the husband trying to win her back, but she says, "Oh, you can see your daughter, but I don't want you back. Yeah, no, please phone me up." And it's such a compelling story, and you see it's 12 minutes almost, or 11 minutes, and it's giving a story that everybody can understand. Yeah?
Global co-creation.
And it happened in global co-creation, and it's a completely scripted story.
Wow.
And I just show you briefly another example. Let me just, which I personally find very compelling, but lots of things, and I think they will contribute this to our to the Earthbeat challenge.
But the important message here is that everybody can be part of this, not only the doctors in Zimbabwe and anything, but if people want to talk about this and co-create on a global level on regenerative building, for instance, and show examples or talk about it or see, but it can be done.
Yeah.
That's the invitation.
I show you this. Yeah, that's the invitation. And actually, and they did this after two I think it was, I'll say something about the setup later, but I'll show you this film now, or part of the film. You see it's 10 minutes.
What a stressful day. Let me go out for a walk.
So you see a completely other country, huh?
Yeah.
It was filmed by his wife and by his son.
What's this? I can't see properly. What's happening? Is this really normal? Am I going blind?
Right.
So this is talking about the symptoms, and so it gives 3 examples of symptoms that are getting more stronger and more important. And then it talks about the wave of diabetes and the reasons for diabetes. People sitting down there in the pandemic, especially. So eating unhealthy food, and then they created a challenge of how to live a better life. And so they are creating, each of them, an example how to combat something, a bad habit of that eventually leads to diabetes.
Such beautiful. It's absolutely magnificent. I just wonder why he put on the 2 different shoes. Is that
because he already has mixed up his mind. He doesn't see properly.
Oh, right. That's also part of the story. Okay.
That's part of the story. No, that was very important, because and his son said this and said, "Papa, you shouldn't do that." And he said, "I'm just doing this for the film." And
nice.
Then
yeah.
son understood. Yeah.
It's incredible. Well, but this is not online yet. This is only recently been produced.
No, we had this film, the film festival last week, so it's very fresh. And we will do a last brush up, and then they will be published. Yeah.
All right. Well, I look forward to it, because I'd love to share it with the people in my network, the health network. It's absolutely fantastic. Well, I'm going to share already our story that we are commenting here with these people. I hope you agree with that, because I think this reinforces the plans that we do have in sharing and what the meaning is of co-creation, values-driven co-creation.
So what people experience there, these aspiring doctors, or they're already doctors, but now they learn public health issues in a course held in a German university I was working with. So they learned that they, as complete idiots in terms of filmmaking, can create something that is meaningful for their professional life and for their engagement as people in their countries. So talking about diabetes, about overweight and its consequences, about moving. There's another film about movement, and the groups call themselves Earth Movers. So it's about more movement and making in connection with climate change. You can see that in every profession, when you implement this into the learning process of these professionals, they can use this to work better. So, for example, I had another course there in Uganda. There was a medical doctor, and he said, I have the problem that in all the regions in Uganda, people don't understand the concept of public health in a good way. So they don't know what to do. And when they share their knowledge, it's even getting worse because people can't read and write. So when I tell them how to use film, when I use film to spread my message, and then I give them the chance to do films themselves, to make themselves understood in their region, in their city, in their locality, then it's even better. So that's about spreading the message in a better way. And so that's the concept behind it. And the idea is that especially young people, now those who have been brought up with these options and possibilities of not only the internet but of the smartphone and filming and YouTube, that they are early adopters of this, so they pick it up easily, and they can. So all we have to do is we have to find teachers that are open to learn from their students.
Yeah.
Or learn together with their students.
Yes, they're absolutely right. We are creating a new world, and starting indeed with these young people. They have their abilities and everything, and we have to make proper use of that.
Yeah, and we have to take this seriously.
Yes,
I think that's the point. And what we have started in Germany, I sort of partnered with a Schule im Aufbruch, which is creating school reforms in Germany, and they have created a concept of the free day, the Friday, Friday for Future, you know, the movement, and the free day for future is a day in school where you actually ask the kids to develop their own ideas, what to learn.
Beautiful.
And so we gave them this concept in order to empower the kids even more to do what they need to do by making films about it, so that when they have a wonderful idea for, let's say, a day about fair trade, that they make a film that they can show wherever they run a fair or a workshop about fair trade, and convince their parents, their classmates, and so forth. So that's the idea. And we have a wonderful example in Luxembourg, again, where the kids created the idea of a nearby food production and distribution, so that people who go to the supermarket who normally buy food from overseas see the beauty and get access to vegetables from the region. And so they created this as a company already, still being in school. Now the company is up and running. This happened a year ago, and now the company is up and running, and now they make a film to enhance the service. And already I met a couple of people who are taking the service of these kids. So it's there, it's out.
Wow,
out there.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful, super. Well,
so that's how a change can happen using these methods. And
well, we've covered now various examples of everything that we are wanting to bring together with COP as just one dot on the horizon, but it's a starting point. It's getting people together to do these things. But COP26 is just one moment, but we want to do it after that and keep that connection going and growing.
Yeah. So what's happening? This bike tour is a catalyst.
Yeah.
And what we do with this first bike tour, people who opt in to participate and to support it with their money, with their minds, with their ideas and activities, is they sort of attach themselves to something that is one thing which is growing, but which is empowering them to do more and become more effective by working together with other people.
Yeah.
By connecting the dots. And so by doing that, already do a lot of these 400 million revolutions and achieve something that has been that is bigger than before. So it's 1 + 1 already 10.
That's right.
Not 2. No.
And we are the coordinating organization that we have people like yourself in Luxembourg and Heiner in Germany, and you yourself in Germany too. I'm working with Germany, Belgium, and the Netherlands, but also with Spain, Turkey, and other countries. But we have our focal points, and then we have our friends like Steve in the UK and in Scotland, and so we have our bridgeheads, as we call them, in each of the countries where people can relate to. But we can establish routines with all these people. So that is, we already have a basic organization to get all these things spread out and to get the communication going, to get everything going. You have already created apps and examples, beautiful examples that we can share with the people. So it is with this film or this recording that we just have now, I think we should finalize right now as a message to everybody who is going to see this, that be part of it. It's a positive invitation. Everybody has to can be part of it, because that is where this new world is being created and co-created together. Is that summarizing it? So then I can stop the recording.
Yeah, that's summarizing it. Let me just finish this up. So what we do this journey of the bikes together with an open invitation. And this open invitation is come and co-create. So we're inviting musicians, for example, to come and contribute. Of course, they should let us know when they do that. Of course, we need local organizers to co-create, so that we have a place where we can put the bikes. And in order not to, let's say, get mixed up with cities, I think we should. Let me just find this again. So we have these bikes. I just share this again here for the recording. This is just a mock-up of the bike, but it's the size. It will be all white actually, and it will have a different design on the sides and a big screen. So we need. This is a rolling studio and a stage creating device. So we have a sound box. We can host musicians, singer-songwriters easily on our stage. We have a tent that we put up when it's raining or the sun is shining too hot.
But you're carrying this. This is all in the caravan.
This is all in there. There's a solar roof, so it's charging all the time.
That's important, because then locally we don't have to take care of those kind of things. It's already there. So you have the microphones.
It's all there. We have a battery. We have microphones, and we have in the content we have cameras, and we have basically a laptop or an iPad that is connecting to the internet. So then whatever we do, we can show on the internet at the same time, just via Zoom or any other device. We can be live on the internet with everything that we do. And that's the major concept. So imagine you have let's say you bring a film about areas to the bike, and we show this film in the bike so that the audience can watch it, and this will be broadcast on YouTube as well at the same time. So then we invite people to talk about this on location, and maybe you have another expert who's sitting in Washington DC, and he will be beamed into the scene as well, and all this is then shown on the internet and recorded, of course, so that we can make use of it later. And we create a session of maybe half an hour or an hour to inspire people to do something about it. So when you have, let's say, activists from areas in Eindhoven, they could instantly go around and start making a film about something, or take a statement about something, or do an interview with the mayor of the city, and record messages that we then take to COP, about air quality. So we make this a major event. Then a musician comes in and says, well, I have made a song about this. Can I share this? And so we open the stage to do that. And finally, this becomes something that is a co-creation, that is a recording, that is has multiple assets in place, photographs, things that people shared. We will install this measurement system on one of the bikes so that it can be taken around Europe all the time. So, and for people to monitor. So there's already a lot happening. And then what it needs is that we in the city. So we need a receptor. Now, let's say a communication device, maybe a website or something where people can actively follow what's happening with the bike, what's happening with our messages, what is happening with the air quality, and feed that back into the city as something that they have started. So then you get this kind of empowerment, and then this could become inspiration for people to use it in schools. For example, we did an air quality course in Luxembourg with 70 students and a teacher of chemistry and a researcher. And the researcher brought devices to do measurements, and students learned how to make films about it. So they had film teams in each class, and then they did the measurements, and they took the measurements then to the mayor of the city and said, well, in this part of the city you have difficulties with your air quality, and they made films about how they made it happen. So and shared this with their peers. So that was an example how something that is sort of completely strange to a normal school environment, bringing science and fun together into one place, and political action, so that it really makes sense, and people learned a lot along the way. So everybody was happy at that.
I think this is a beautiful conclusion. This is really magic, and we're going for this. I'm going to stop the recording now.
No, one last sentence. What we want to do, what we are offering here, we want to create within the app a chart of the mileage, and then we maybe you as a city or as a private person can invest into 1 kilometer. Or half a kilometer, and your name will be put up there if you want to, and then this kilometer is owned by you, so you empower us to go the next step, and by doing this we may collect the money for providing others with bikes, so that the bikes can actually a copy of the bike can run in other places on this planet as well the next time.
That's right.
It doesn't have to be with COP. So you can have a bike in Eindhoven that is going around schools, for example, for teaching and learning, and creating these events, or you have it in different parts of the city. So when you go to a market, you have that. So it could be run, but of course you need to empower people to run the bikes.
That's
right.
They
need to be moderators, publishers,
all the people. Well, that sounds beautiful too, because that's a message also to people who would like to adopt such a bike, and that we do it through crowdfunding.
Yes,
we finance the bike, and we don't only have to depend on the financial means of government who wants to participate, but also we share it as the public.
Yeah. I think that's very important to share it as a public as well. Now you can stop the recording.
No,
I don't want to say something.
But I need to be made co-host.
You need to
be co-host. I want to show something.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry.
Because I wanted to still not co-host.
Yes.
I wanted to show you the roots of why I shared this. The Chinese said 10,000 miles, 10,000 books. So we have a tradition of already having milestones connected to stories or to books. And always 10,001 or 1,001, like 1,001 night. I just wanted to tell you, we're doing here something very new with new means, but based on a very, very long tradition. And now you can close the recording.
All right.
Thank you for sharing that, Heiner. That's really great.
Absolutely beautiful.